Hello friends, welcome to a new video. In this video, we will talk about vagus nerves. So, the right vagus nerve descends in the thorax, first lying posterolateral to the brachiocephalic artery, then lateral to the trachea and medial to the terminal part of the azygos vein. It passes behind the root of the right lung and assists in the information of the pulmonary plexus. On leaving the plexus, the vagus passes onto the posterior surface of the esophagus and takes part in the information of the esophageal plexus. It then passes through the esophageal opening of the diaphragm behind the esophagus to reach the posterior surface of the stomach. The left vagus nerve descends in the thorax between the left common carotid and the left subclavian arteries. It then crossed by the left phrenic nerve. The gas then turns backward behind the root of the following lung and then assists in the information of the pulmonary plexus. On leaving the plexus, the vagus passes onto the anterior surface of the esophagus and takes part in the formation of the esophageal plexus. It then passes through the esophageal opening in the diaphragm in front of the esophagus to reach the anterior surface of the stomach. So, both vagus supply the lungs and esophagus. The right vagus gives off cardiac branches and the left vagus gives origin to the left recurrent laryngeal nerve. The right recurrent laryngeal nerve arises from the right vagus in the neck and hooks around the subclavian artery and ascends between the trachea and esophagus. So the left recurrent laryngeal nerve arises from the left vagus trunk as the nerve crosses the arc of the aorta. It hooks around the ligamentum arteriosum and ascends in the groove between the trachea and the esophagus on the left side. It supplies all the muscles acting on the left vocal cord except the cricothyroid muscle, a tensor of the cord which is supplied by the external laryngeal branch of the vagus. So the next is phrenic nerves. The phrenic nerves arise from the neck from the anterior rami of the third, fourth and fifth cervical nerves. The right phrenic nerve descends in the thorax along the right side of the right brachiocephalic vein and the superior vena cava. It passes in front of the root of the right lung and runs along the right side of the pericardium which separates the nerve from the right atrium. It then descends on the right side of the inferior vena cava to the diaphragm. Its terminal branches pass through the caval opening in the diaphragm to supply the central part of the peritoneum on its under aspect. The left phrenic nerve descends in the thorax along the left side of the left subclavian artery. It crosses the left side of the aortic arc and here crosses the left side of the left vagus nerve. It passes in front of the root of the lung and then descends over the left surface of the pericardium which separates the nerve from the left ventricle. On reaching the diaphragm, the terminal branches pierce the muscle and supply the central part of the peritoneum on its under aspect. The phrenic nerves possess afferent and afferent fibers The afferent fibers are the sole nerve supply to the muscle of the diaphragm. The afferent fibers carry sensation to the central nervous system from the peritoneum covering the central region of the undersurface of diaphragm, the pleura covering the central region of the upper surface of diaphragm, and the pericardium and mediastinal parietal pleura. Thanks for the video.